I think so. If you see all my work and you know me, you can see it, you can totally see my complete journey. And if you don't know me and you just see part of the work, it's like if you open my diary on a certain page and you just read that page. So I think so probably like you have to see more of my work to understand where I come from and what I'm doing. And you can understand what I'm doing like a person more than like an artist, you know. This is my everyday life, transfer in art. Each work is related with something that I passed through. I come from design, I studied 15 years, I work for a major design company, and that's why when I start to create my own work, the first thing that I was familiar was a chandelier, a chair, a candelabro. That's why I start to experiment my work on that specific icon that I was known. After that, you know, I moved to LA, McDonald's, Marlboro, all these like American iconography, so I started to use that. And now faith. I was missing the icon of Jesus in my life, you know, because I was so into do my work and try to, you know, to be updated in everything that is happening, that in one sense I put the Jesus in a side. And one day I just went to a flea market and I see this beautiful Jesus. And that's why I decided to buy it for my house. And I have this like icon hanging in my house. It was for me very nice, and it was giving me peace. So that's why I start to surround myself with this icon, and I decided to do this show. So, you know, I just need this icon around me in some way, and wow, now I have so many. The idea was to create piece that was really pulling the attention to the spectator, and in a sense try to push the viewer of this show to a personal journey to his own faith and his own spiritual moment. One of the most amazing piece for my point of view in the show is Jesus Save Us. It's like 10 feet Jesus, really replica without the cross, just the body. And I put a video of a heart beeping in his chest. Just seeing him in my studio was so touching, you know. Every day I open the studio and see this big Jesus Save Us. It was like, wow, you know, really, Jesus Save Us. So it was pretty interesting. You're going through your journey every day, and sometimes you stop in front of this icon. And, you know, Jesus is one of these icons that is able to stop me and really make me think or reflect what is important for me, what I'm doing, where I'm going, you know. Sometimes you're lost, and sometimes you're just working, sometimes you just think about money, sometimes you need to think about your faith and your spiritual moment. That is very important, and especially for me that I'm an artist, I'm very sensitive, and I need to have that. I need to have this sort of reference in my life where not just in the darkness moment, but also in the positive moment. Just like to have a point of reference, you know, how life can be without a reference point. And each one can have a reference point in his own religion or in other things. So I don't want to promote any of these religion. I just give a representation of what is for me in my personal journey. And tar is just my media. I just use tar instead to use paint or instead to use clay or another material. So I just like that is a solid color. You still see the shape of the object, the deepness of the tar, the color that is very, is black, completely black, and all the overlapping of the layer is give to the light a different point of view. There's no any particular like relation with a politic message or with something, because stars come from oil. You just I like the tar because in a way is able to frozen an object or an icon and give this very like deep effect to the piece that is make you reflect, you know, like a teddy bear covered in tar or a Jesus covered in tar. I think it stop you for a second and like, wow, it's not anymore what object is it, but what that is mean for me. And I think so each one, I see this through my collector, each one have a completely different reaction. And this specific show, I just created to give a nice message of hope. It was my personal journey, and you know, doesn't want to be offended or blasphemous or any of these things. It's just a representation of my personal journey related with faith. This is how I transform that in art. That's it.